to Jake Jackets. Gear up to fire the cannon and hit the ice with your host, Jay Ashdown and Jake Gehringer.
Yeah, I know you. I know you. You don't do. We're.
How is it?
It's good. The coffee's good. Coffee's good this morning.
Good.
Because the hockey was wishy-washy.
I don't know. I thought the hockey was fine.
Well,
maybe
based
not last
off
night,
of,
but
yeah. Well, that's funny because we went in the end of last show. We were like, "Oh, this is gonna be down the toilet."
yeah.
And then we get a win in Edmonton.
Just the weirdest win in Edmonton possible.
But first, we need to do our duty and give our Kepi Keepers and kudos and things like that by DraftKings Sportsbook. Thank you very much to the fine folks at DraftKings. We're marching towards the Super Bowl.
We are.
This is probably one of the best times of year as a sports fan because the Super Bowl is the biggest thing in the world, right?
It is.
At least for Americans.
For Americans, yeah.
And some Canadians.
When we say the world, we mean America.
And some Canadians, because we know there's plenty of friends of ours that are big NFL fans. Like we've talked about how big the NFL is in general, and it's just like, wow.
Yeah.
But the conference championships are this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
AFC with HOPENY Nation. Little rematch of last year.
It's funny. 3 of the 4 teams are back from last year.
3 of the 4, right? It's really funny. But we're counting down. And so can you with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official betting partner of the NFL. New customers bet $5 and get 200 in free bets instantly. And if you're not a new customer, if you're already with us, you can get stepped up same game parlays this week.
Yes, I've noticed those. And I have taken advantage of them. I'm checking my account every day for whatever promos come up just so I can make more money.
Well, parlays are obviously the biggest thing that you can do to make more money. Because it's
you just get a couple legs to hit and life's good.
Take a shot at even bigger NFL payouts with your winnings. With each leg you add, if they hit, you can get up to 100%. So like we mentioned, we're keeping tabs on the AFC Championship a lot this weekend. So just and what's funny is I was scrolling Facebook earlier today before we started this, and I found a little map of like which every state is cheering for.
Mm-hmm.
It's covered in orange.
God, yeah. The Chiefs have become one of the most obnoxious teams in sports. The Bengals are
with good reason.
With good reason. The Bengals are one of the more likable teams in sports outside of Eli Apple. It's hard. It's hard not to root for Joe Burrow.
It's hard not to root for T. Higgins after everything that's gone on the last month.
Jamar Chase,
Jamar is just fun.
Yeah. They're so fun. They've got guys all over that you can root for.
Well, it's funny because Kansas City's kind of turned into the evil empire, right?
They have, and it's funny for a team that hasn't been really that successful in terms of the postseason success has turned into that. People talk about this is their 5th straight AFC title game, and it's like, yeah, this is their 5th straight. They've only won 1 Super Bowl out of it. And if they don't win it this year, regardless if they win this game or not, if they don't win it this year, it becomes a very, very interesting conversation with the Chiefs. But I'm hoping that the Bengals pull through because I'd love to see Joe Burrow in another Super Bowl.
I mean, so do I. And like we talked about his whole interview, his fun interview saying the window is my whole career.
Yeah.
And it's still funny to me that we get this after everything that the league has done to try to prevent this.
Yeah. The only thing I'll say that's concerning for the Bengals is you have all the fans who have now nicknamed Arrowhead Stadium to Burrowhead Stadium. And now the Chiefs players are calling it that.
Well, hey, let's
A little
rock
bit of
Burrowhead.
bulletin board material.
Let's rock Burrowhead, baby. And you can bet on the Bengals with DraftKings. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook and use the code THPN. New customers can bet $5 on the conference championships and get $200 in free bets instantly. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code THPN. All of our normal stuff is in the description below. Disclaimers, all that fun stuff. But yeah, I didn't mean to like interrupt your point. I just wanted to get the ad read done.
No, you're fine. No, that was my point was just about done. I put 2 bets in this weekend.
Yeah.
I bet the Eagles outright. I put $150 on that. And then I put $70 on the Bengals game, but I didn't put it on a team to win. I bet $70 on an anytime Jamar Chase and Travis Kelce touchdown.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
That'll pay me out $270. So I don't know. I think it's gonna happen.
Well, like we said, Kansas City's awesome.
They're ridiculous.
And Travis Kelce and Patty Mahomes are their dynamic duo.
Yeah.
Right? Just like the LSU connection is in Cincy.
Yeah.
But hey, Keppies. So hockey.
That's the sport that we talk about.
Yeah, the thing that this show's about. This is easy. This is easy for me. Kirill Marchenko. Yeah. Marchie with 3 goals in his last couple of games.
And we're going to talk a ton about Marchenko. I'm going to defer from you, even though I wanted to give it to Marchenko. I'm going to give it to Kent Johnson because a goal and 2 assists in Edmonton, including the game winner. I mean, come on. He deserves a lot of credit for that. He's phenomenal.
Now, okay. So, Marchie, we're going to get into more detail in a minute. But I want to spend a little bit of time on KJ because people were talking about his mom a lot in attendance in Vancouver.
Yeah, I saw his
for some reason
in attendance. Yeah.
Like people were like making a big stink of it.
Why?
I don't know. I just kept seeing his mom's name cropping up all over Twitter. It's like, can we stop? I don't know what the whole story is. I don't know the context for the story, but it's just like it was
I don't know. I thought
weird
it was just
stink of like his mom is. It's like, yeah. It's like parents are in attendance all the time.
Family seeing people. Family seeing family in the city that they live in.
Yeah.
Wild.
The Port Moody kid.
Can you believe? Like, can you believe that Johnny Gaudreau saw his family while he was in New Jersey?
I can't believe it. Yeah. He had his uncle there who runs it. Like, did you see that too? It's like, have you seen his uncle's Twitter bio where it's like, no, I'm the uncle?
No.
It's really funny.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of his family. I don't know anything about his family.
But it's just, I don't know. Like, can we just leave it alone? I know KJ didn't have a great game, which would have been nice for him to at least get on the board.
I considered betting a Kent Johnson goal just because he was back home. I think I'm going to bet on an Oliver Bjorkstrand goal tonight, if I'm being honest with you.
Probably should. Should. But yeah, KJ, Marchenko, and I mean, it's fitting that you give it to KJ too because of just how much you love this kid.
Dude,
don't get me wrong, I love him too, but it's like he is your guy. Like
he is my guy. He's 100%. Him and Blanks have been my guy. It's funny for someone who's such a big Ohio State fan and who despises Michigan football.
Michigan
hockey
I have
is this such a gigantic soft spot for Michigan hockey, and I don't know what it is. I love their program. I love the players that go through there. I think I've said this on a previous podcast.
We end up with so many of them. in Columbus for whatever reason. Like,
I'm pretty sure I said this like in an early one of our podcasts. I said it kind of jokingly, but I was like, every single draft, you should draft one player who's planning on going to Michigan because they develop their players so well.
Yeah.
And I honestly mean it. Like, just look at their roster right now. It is beyond ridiculous. The Devils have 3 guys, 3 defensemen
that are all Michigan products.
Yeah, they got Luke Hughes. They've got Seamus Casey and Ethan Edwards, who are all studs.
It's so wild. And Portillo's still there.
Portillo's still there. He's a stud. Adam Fantilli. I know he hasn't been drafted yet, but he's ridiculous. There's just so many players who they haven't even like played a ton in the NHL, but previously were on Michigan who are lighting up the AHL. Thomas Bordeleau, Brendan Brisson in Vegas are both lighting it up in the A. Like, they're just so good at developing players.
I just love how we got Blanks as like a weird throw-in too.
A weird throw-in, and now he's like an official part of the core because you can just see they play worse when he's not in the lineup. He's in the lineup against Edmonton. They win 3-2. He's not in the lineup against Vancouver. They lose 5-2.
Okay. There we go. Kepi Keepers by DraftKings, Kirill Marchenko, Kent Johnson, bang, bang.
I think we just got to keep talking about KJ and Marchenko, though.
I think we do. Marchenko's
player card is
hilarious, right?
So funny. It is.
Well, let me say this because we mentioned this.
Funny.
We talked about this on Wednesday. His pace, right?
Pace is ridiculous.
Now that he scored those 2 goals, he is exactly a half a goal per game player.
Yeah.
13 goals in 26 games. If he played every single game, 41 goals, guys.
Yeah. He is like a pure bona fide goal scorer. And it's interesting because we knew that he had a good shot, obviously.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was this damn good.
Well, I'm going to call out I'm going to rat somebody out here.
Okay.
Our friend Lindsay.
Mm-hmm.
At Jackets Lindsay. I know everybody follows her. She's wonderful.
Yeah.
She had this tweet. If
this is the tweet that I think you're referring to.
I think it is. Because it was from last night.
Does it have something to do with 52?
Marchenko is what we thought Bemstrom would be.
I'll say this. I think this fan base has been way too hard on Emil Bemstrom, and our expectations have been far too high for the kid. I think
he's a great defensive player. Like,
he's a good defensive player. I think we've seen when he's aggressive, there's something there. There's something there at the kid. Okay, I like him. I want to see it more consistently. I'm hoping that they can find a way to bring it out in him because I think he can be a really good player. But I don't think she's entirely wrong.
I still called it slander though, because like I love Marchenko, but like, come on now.
I don't know if it's necessarily slander though. I think there is something to the point that what we thought that Emil Bemstrom would be is precisely what Kirill Marchenko is doing right now. Like I said, I still like Bemstrom. I still like elements to his game. I want to see it more consistently. I think hopefully maybe with a coaching change or something, someone telling him to just be freaking aggressive. Like if Bemstrom played as aggressive as Marchenko does, he would be putting up similar numbers. I really do believe that because it is unbelievable that this dude Marchenko has not even fallen back assward into 1 secondary assist.
He has no assists
still no assist. But part of it, I think,
so funny.
You have to look at it from this perspective that he gets the puck, and it's not selfish to shoot the puck. It's
not really.
He gets the puck, and he's looking to score goals. He's aggressive. He wants to put the puck into the net.
Well, Jordan said
it.
You know, Jordan said it. He says, like, if you're Kirill, why would you pass?
Seriously.
Like, especially if you're getting your passes from Johnny Gaudreau, from Kent Johnson.
Yeah, if you have playmakers on the ice who can get you the puck and you're a sniper, shoot the damn puck. And when you're scoring at a half a goal pace, please keep shooting the puck.
Yeah, let's compare it to Patty for a minute, right? So Patrick Laine, early in his career, all he did was score.
Yes.
And I say that, like we keep forgetting that he's 24 and that he still has time to grow more of this game.
Mm-hmm.
But like, right out of the gate, all he did was score goals.
Yeah.
And now that he's a little further along, now that he's been in the league for over half a decade, he's gotten more of that all-around game.
Yes. Yeah.
Marchenko has time to develop that, but for right now, we're going to enjoy the hell out of this.
I mean, I'm looking at his stuff. Like, he drives offense pretty decently. He's not terrible defensively.
Mm-hmm. What are his defensive numbers? Because it's like, what are the defensive numbers?
So, for here, his player card, his offense, 60%, defense 32%.
Okay,
that's for a young player. That's not bad.
Yeah,
like for a player like him, like that's fine. I'll take it. I'm not. You're not looking for him to be a prime defensive forward.
He just came over too. He just came over from Russia.
He's already 7th on the team in points.
He is tied with Johnny Gaudreau in goal scoring with 13. And the other two that are ahead of him are Boone Jenner and Patrick Laine with 14.
His numbers are absurd. He's got 13 goals. He's in the 26 games he has played, he has shot the puck 48 times.
Oh my God.
I was expecting it to be
48
a lot
shots
higher
in 26 games.
I was expecting it to be a lot higher than that, to be completely honest with you. That's just so efficient.
Well, that just shows you that he's smart.
Yeah.
Making his choices for his shots. He's not just going to throw the puck anywhere.
Yeah. Because I was thinking, like, I was trying to see, like...
Because we see a lot of players like that will just try to, as soon as they get it, they'll throw it around.
Yeah.
And that's where you get a lot of your missed shots, your posts.
Primary example is a guy who's very much on the trade market right now is Timo Meier. He's averaging 4.5 shots a game.
Timo loves just to shoot.
He just loves to shoot the puck. But, I mean, teams need a guy like that. Like, the Devils could use a guy like that, for sure.
Devils could use a guy that could pepper shots.
Yeah. When you got unbelievable playmakers, you need someone who can just fire the puck on that. And I think that the Devils kind of have that. Like, Hughes does both. He's a good goal scorer, but he's a great playmaker. Heischer's a great playmaker. Rat's a great playmaker. You need a sniper.
You need a finisher.
We got some playmakers here. You got Johnny Gaudreau. You got Kent Johnson. I think Boone Jenner is an underrated playmaker.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, you got Kirill Marchenko.
you have two pure snipers and one that's developing more into an all-around player.
So much
between Patrick Laine and Kirill Marchenko. Yeah.
Like, we talked about this guy in the past several times, like before he ever came over, and how excited we were about him. Did you ever see him doing this quickly?
No.
No. God, no. I thought he was going to spend most of the year in the American Hockey League.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys that I think they wanted to do that with him, and they brought him up, and they're like, we can't justify sending him down.
So that's the funny thing, because before the season began, we thought that, like, our whole idea was flip-flopped, right?
Yeah.
Because you were like, okay, Kirill's going to spend 90% of the season in the minors, while KJ, and rightly so, KJ is still here.
Yeah.
Right? I thought that KJ could have used time in the minors for a little bit, and then come back up and just wreck shop. And I thought Kirill was going to get a lot more time than he has with the big club.
I think we've both, in some sense, been proven right. you want to curl up. Well, he's up. He's not going down anytime soon.
Nope.
And I've been very high on KJ for ever since he was
For several
drafted.
years. Yeah.
I just look. I understand that we have been quite negative for obvious reasons. About this team.
This entire season's been just a meltdown.
It's been a disaster. And I don't think it's unfair to say that it has been a disaster.
And can I just go ahead and mention the injury updates, I guess?
Yeah, go ahead.
So Gus is out indefinitely.
That could have an impact on his trade.
Gus is out for the rest of the season.
He's out for the rest of the season?
Well, they said indefinitely, and then they said rest of the season, and I don't know who to believe.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything about rest of the season.
So
we'll have to see on that.
Yeah. So Gustav Nyquist, he has always been a good soldier for this team ever since he decided to come here. Right? He missed the whole shortened season, which is such a shame.
Yeah.
But I've loved the dude. Great penalty killer, amazing on the power play. He could do whatever you need him to do. He's a total Swiss Army player.
Yes.
And a great veteran presence, and he'll go in there. No wonder he's gotten A's with this team over the last couple of years.
There's no wonder they wanted him so bad when it came out that when Panarin wasn't going to return, when Bobrovsky wasn't going to return, they wanted to bring this guy in badly. They gave him a 4-year deal.
And hey, the nice little milestone, he played his 700th NHL game with us the other day, which is awesome for Goose.
Yeah.
700 games in a career in general is just wild to think about. Right?
Yeah.
And it's fun when you get guys like for a franchise as young as ours that hasn't seen a lot of that kind of service time. When you get guys coming in that hit those milestones with your team,
yes,
as a Columbus fan, I think that's really special.
It is. And specifically, like you're talking about milestones and stuff like that, we're seeing right now Boone's climbing up the leaderboard of games played in a Blue Jackets uniform. I think he only has Cam left to pass.
And I mean, now he can, since Cam's gone.
Yeah.
That's the funny
thing.
He will.
About...
Yeah, because he's a staple of this team now. Like
he's not going anywhere. Yeah,
no,
he absolutely will.
Boone Jenner is Blue Jackets hockey. Like
they didn't name him the captain just to trade him a year later.
No, exactly.
That would be as dumb as naming a guy like Bo Horvat your contract, your captain, and then not offering him a deal and signing everybody else.
Let's get to that in like 2 minutes. Okay, so the game against Edmonton, we thought we were gonna just
oh my god, I thought
lie down on the ground and submit.
I bet a lot of money on McDavid to score 2 goals in that game.
Yeah,
he didn't score 1.
Boone Jenner from Boqvist and Line started things, which is great. And like
a beautiful deflection.
We talk about Boone and how he hasn't gotten any Kepis. What the hell are we doing now that he's eating back up? What are we doing? Right?
No charity Kepis here, Boone.
That's the funny.
We're gonna make you earn it. You're the captain. You got to earn it. You got to give us a hat trick.
Because I love this player.
I do
too. To death. So many of us love this player, and it's just like he gets overshadowed every performance. Right?
Well, yeah, because he plays with frickin' Johnny Gaudreau and Patrick Laine.
Yeah, Gus Nyquist and Kirill Marchenko. All these kids that are so... Oh, my God.
I do want to say one thing about that Edmonton game. Okay?
Yeah.
And I need everybody to agree with me on this because I know I'm right. Those Edmonton jerseys are some of the best in the league.
What were they wearing?
They're wearing their reverse retros.
The reverse retros, yes.
Oh my god!
The way they redesigned the gear.
Oh,
the way they redesigned the gear with the orange drop. Oh, it's beautiful.
It's unreal.
Oh, it's so good.
Because like I saw like we saw all the reverse retro jerseys.
We talked about them.
When you see it on the ice and you see the players in them, your opinions sometimes tend to change. Like some of the jerseys that you like even more.
Well, both the Chicago and Detroit ones look a lot better on the ice than
Detroit's really grew on me.
Yeah,
but these Edmonton ones are top.
So good.
And they're so good.
Beautiful throwback to 2006, right?
Yes, and also just
I can just literally I look at a guy like Kyler or Dry or whatever, and I picture Alice Hemke. Picture Alice Hemke.
Yeah, I see him coming on a breakaway to tie the game against Dallas after Patrick Stefan misses an empty net.
Yep. With Ray Ferraro on the Sportsnet call.
Yeah. But the other thing, if you're looking for a positive for the Columbus Blue Jackets, the road uniforms are nice. Specifically with the blue pants. If you're looking for any positive this season, there you go. The road unis with the blue pants. Looks nice. Looks very sharp.
Yeah, it does. Derek Ryan and Zach Hyman getting a couple to take the lead. Hyman assisted from McDavid and Nuge because, of course, that's Hyman's 25th goal already.
How many points does Draisaitl have?
Goose egg. That is the craziest part.
Wow.
We thought
what a way to honor Gus Nyquist. That was so kind of him.
The craziest part was we thought we were just gonna we thought McDavid and Draisaitl were gonna have a 6-point night each.
I literally said this to my buddy Justin.
You texted me and we were like, how did we do that? He
said do the Blue Jackets have any chance tonight against Edmonton? And I was like, if it is a really, really high scoring game, that is the only chance they have.
Yeah.
It was like McDavid and Draisaitl are going to do their damage. If they do their damage, but we just score a bunch, that is the way that we can win the game.
Yeah.
We won the game 3-2 in overtime and shut them down.
McDavid, the only assist, only the one assist. Draisaitl, nothing.
Yeah.
They were a combined -3.
Yes.
Wow.
Oof.
And the only other goal was an unassisted Derek Ryan goal. Marchenko in midway through the third period from KJ and Boquist. Bestie Bokey.
Yep.
And our boys, our Kepi boys today. This kid can't stop. He won't stop.
Yeah.
I love it. And then overtime happens, and what a shift for that unit in overtime.
Yeah.
I do love that Goody got an assist on
that. I thought that was so funny. I thought that was really, really funny. That he had the secondary assist on that. I'm not gonna lie.
But Johnny Gaudreau doing his Johnny Gaudreau thing and fling over to KJ, who just screams in and just... What was that Edmonton defense even doing?
I don't know. He wasn't super close. He had it was a fair distance.
It was
a
right
weird
in
shot.
He was right in the middle, where the circles start.
Yeah.
Right.
Right
he
there.
Was right there. It's that's a good 15 feet, right?
Yeah. And it's just I don't know. Did Skinner get a piece of it with his glove or whatnot? It looked like he might have just whiffed on it. Either way, you'll take it. I mean, good for KJ. It was his 9th of the year.
34 saves for Jonas Korpisalo. Another solid showing out of Corby.
Yeah, he was fantastic. He was phenomenal.
Okay, we went 0 for 2 and they went 1 for 1 in power plays. Columbus showed how much more physical they can be. I'm just looking at the stats in general. 32 hits to 19.
I mean, that is one way that you can
Shut down
take
Connor
on
McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. Yeah.
play the body, be physical on them, make their lives not
A
so
living
fun.
hell.
Yeah. And you know what? He hasn't been very good, but that is one thing that you can at least ask Eric Branson to do that he will do successfully.
Oh, yeah. And then the Couve from last night.
Yeah.
Night and day. Kirill Marchenko with 2 goals. Just wow.
And that is the way that I view that game. Nothing else happened in that game. Kirill Marchenko scored 2 goals, and the Blue Jackets had a successful night.
Just going down the list here. 26-34 Vancouver were the shots. Pettersson scoring his 20th off of Horvat's 20th assist.
That's a good player. They should keep him.
A little 2020 vision.
It would be a
there.
shame if they traded a player like that.
Would be such a shame if they traded a guy after signing 2 deals that really cap crunch you in order to do that.
Yeah.
Kirill Marchenko answers with his 12th goal of the year. Bestie Boki and Patty Laine, the assists on that. Patty's got 16 apples. That just, yeah.
How many games has he played?
How many games has Patrick played?
Yeah. I know he's missed a lot of time.
I can't. Oh, no. I'm in the calendar. I need to figure it. Let me see. Patrick Laine. Okay. Go ahead. 34. Yeah. 14 goals, 16 assists for 30 points in 34 games.
30 points in 34 games. He has quietly been hovering around a point a game.
Yeah. I mean, the same with Johnny, right?
Yeah.
That's not as quiet because that's what we expect out of Johnny Gaudreau.
Yeah.
But at the same time, both of those guys being near point per game players on a team like this, it's great to see.
It is. It absolutely is.
Quint. Sorry.
When you have a bad season like this, you're looking for positives.
Your stars being your stars still is amazing.
Yeah. Patrick Laine is a positive. Johnny Gaudreau's absolute positive. Kirill Marchenko and, Ken Johnson. Those are positives.
Yeah. Now, okay. I'm going to rapid fire the rest of this, and then I want to mention something that ties back into Gus. So, Quinn Hughes, 5th goal from JT Miller, 25th assist, and Bo Horvat, 21st assist. Takes the lead. Mikheyev from Besser and Horvat. Besser's 20th assist, Mikheyev's 13th goal. And it's a shame. Go ahead and talk about this little tangent here. Mikheyev's done.
Yeah.
Shut down for the year.
He suffered an ACL injury in preseason?
Yes.
What the hell are they doing?
He played through this.
Why? He played well, but why?
You're only just now shutting him down?
That's a joke.
I get that you're both I get that they're in a similar boat to us, just sinking ships.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're gonna play a guy through an ACL injury just to have a season like this, I get the guy was playing well through it, but don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's another layer of the tire fire management and coaching decisions that this team is going through. We talked about, last show, we went through the whole ordeal with Bruce Boudreau.
Yeah.
That's another layer to it.
I don't know if we want to get into this rabbit hole again.
No.
Talk about the Canucks, but the Canucks.
Well, okay. We'll do it afterwards.
So, oh my God. For as bad of a season as this has been for the Blue Jackets, it has been so much worse for the Canucks, despite them having a better record. It really has.
It's just the decision making is so horrible.
Everything about Vancouver right now.
The decision making is awful. It's ridiculous, dude. 3-1, and then third period, Dakota Joshua from Horvat and Besser. Pettersson from Miller and Hughes. Hughes has 40 assists. That's a player.
That surprises me.
I kind of want to see Jersey go get him. I don't want to see Jersey go get him. Just
Luke Hughes.
I want to see all three of those guys together.
I don't think we will, unfortunately, but would be fun.
Can you just imagine them as a 3-on-3 overtime unit? How much fun that would be.
Yeah. 2 defensemen on the ice at the same time, and yet none of them are playing defense.
Pettersson from Miller and Quinn, like I said, and Marchie put a bow on it from Boone and Johnny. That's Johnny's 35th assist of the year.
I would say Horvat put a bow on it.
Put a little Boone in our bonnet there. Wow. Both of us with back-to-back wins on player punts. Oh my god. Both of us went 2 for 4 on the power play. That's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Pretty
second goal that Marchenko had.
He just scores. He scores in ways that make you say, like, how? They just make you question how that happened.
It's so fun. Like, it's one of my favorite plays when, like, the goalie comes out a little bit, cut down the angle, or if they make a save and a rebound comes, and a guy just goes a little bit behind the net and then just banks it off of him.
Oh, yeah. He's just like, he's like, I'm just going to take this. Thank you.
It's ridiculous because the amount of accuracy you have to know where to put the puck to bounce it perfectly off of, a guy's ass or whatever to get into the net. It's so much fun. And that's the thing that I like it does get a little concerning, I would say, with Patrick sometimes in terms of goal scoring, because it's like he scores goals from pretty much the same area.
Well, that's the thing with Patrick,
but Marchenko scores goals from everywhere. Doesn't matter where he scores from everywhere.
Yeah, Marchenko can Gronk his way through. He can completely snipe it from a circle. He can wrap it around behind the net. He does whatever he needs to do in order to score.
Mm-hmm.
Kirill Marchenko is our version of Gino Malkin. I am score.
Some high praise.
I mean, he does kind of deserve it. For now. He's been so good. And okay, so the quick thing related back to Gus. Gus's injury is the unfortunate way that we finally got our kid line together.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell? It took an injury to a player that we love, that does so well for this team, for Brad Larson to finally be like, okay, fine, and put 91 with 34 and 86.
Yeah, we needed it badly to get that kid line together. And I'm hoping that they stay together and develop a little bit of chemistry. Cole's been struggling this year. There's no doubt about that. And I think putting him with 2 guys who are excelling right now in KJ and Marchenko will only help his game further.
I would hope so, because both of those, you got your premier playmaker in KJ, you got your sniper over there with Kirill, and now Cole, really, he just needs to fill in the gaps.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
So that's honestly all you really need out of Cole Sillinger in that case. And I would hope that he sticks with that, because that was, again, one of the better lines. The only line that did anything in Vancouver.
Yeah.
It's just like, how did you not see this before? How did you not even think to be like, I want to put the kids together and see what happens?
Right. We've seen the success of it with certain teams too. You put your young players together. I think about Anaheim.
I think about the Rangers
guys together. Yeah, the Rangers have had some success with the kid line. There's just so much that you can gain from putting your younger players together, especially when there's similar skill sets.
Yeah.
I think there's so many. The thing that I like about that line is there's so many things that each one of them bring to the table.
Mm-hmm.
You got your goal scorer in Kirill. You've got your speedy playmaker in Ken Johnson, who's very slick, and then you've got more of a two-way presence in the center in Cole Sillinger.
Mm-hmm. And that's what
It's
you
a
need.
lot of different elements that are being brought to the table on one line.
That's kind of what you need in a line like that, where you have everybody has their talents, but they all do something different.
Yeah, I would keep that as your second line for the rest.
Please, God, please, Larson. Oh my God, just make the smart decision for once this season.
The only thing I'll say about the lineup decisions, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because I haven't had as many complaints lately, because he's been starting to put better lines together.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter to me if it's Carson Meyer or Trey Fix-Wolansky or Tyler Angle.
We're done with Liam Foudy.
For the love of God, put us out of our misery. Please.
You know what he's going to end up doing? He's going to scratch Jack and put Liam in his place. And that's it's exactly what he's going to do.
Get Bettman in there when he's healthy.
Yeah.
For the love of God, I don't need to see 19 out there anymore. I just don't.
Well, because there's
I don't know what more you need to see. I like, what sample size is large enough for you to say that this isn't it?
There's no way you're splitting up, and this is just because it's a Larson,
There's no way you're splitting up the fourth line. He's not going to do it.
Yeah, that's a match made in heaven for him.
Yeah.
Slave. So you're not splitting up Robinson, Corrali, and Olivier, because that's just how stubborn he is. And that's another part of how stubborn he is this goddamn choice to keep putting Liam Foudy in there.
Liam Foudy has played a total of, let me see here, okay? 56 regular season NHL games. Played 10 postseason games too, back in the bubble.
Yep.
That is 66 games that he has played in. And you combine all those 66 games together, he has 1 goal and a total of 10 points.
There's nothing there.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
There's nothing there. And it's such a weird 180.
For an 82 game season, that is 12 to 13 points. For a guy who is not playing on your fourth line.
Such a weird 180 take that we had from the beginning of this year.
Well, and here's the thing, though. I don't know if it's a 180 take, because, at least with the player, because we went from, we want to see this kid play.
Yeah. To now that we've seen this kid play.
To know if there was anything there.
Yeah, and now that we've seen this kid play, now we know.
And we know. We don't need anything more.
Yeah.
It's done. It's over. Like, I don't know what you gain playing him the rest of the season.
So you get nothing. So real quick, since we're kind of still on this team, by the way, tonight, whenever this goes out, we'll be playing Seattle. Thus the reason for the hat. Fun.
Alexander Wenberg.
It'd be good to say hi to those guys again, right? And they've been playing well together too, which is fun. They've been developing some chemistry back in Seattle. It's really nice. Where was I going? Oh yeah, Kuzmenko. Kuzmenko signs a 2-year, $5.5 million extension in Vancouver. Stick around, which basically solidifies bye-bye Bo Horvat.
Yeah, I agree with what Thomas Drance said about this. For those of you who don't know, Thomas Drance, fantastic writer for the Canucks.
Yes, he's one of their best.
It is a good deal for the player.
Mm-hmm.
It is a deal, though, that doesn't make any sense for the timeline of the Vancouver Canucks.
Right.
And it complicates your cap situation. You had a guy who was playing fantastic hockey who was making less than $1 million. Good Lord. Could you imagine what you could get in return for that?
With a season like this? Yeah.
Oh, God, at least just the first, other assets too. There's God, I could name you 31 teams in the National Hockey League who could use an Andrei Kuzmenko.
Oh yeah, the Bruins could definitely use an Andrei Kuzmenko, even though they're already kind of perfect.
They're already fantastic, but if you want to go in for a cup run, hell yeah, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly, right?
Tampa. If you're Toronto.
Yeah.
There are a lot of teams that are trying to compete for a cup.
Kuzmenko in Toronto would absolutely solve that second.
Carolina just lost Pacioretty. They could use a Kuzmenko.
It would solve Toronto's issue of we can't find a winger for Tavares.
Yeah. You can spread out your lineup a little bit differently, have a little bit more depth, a little bit more scoring on the bottom six. There's so much that you can do.
So many teams could use
and I understand why Vancouver would want to keep this player, but it's for the timeline.
Especially because he's 27 and already in that UFA territory.
So now you're gonna deal Horvat. You're probably gonna deal Besser. There's not much you can do with JT Miller. They're a mess.
It's so strange.
An absolute mess. I like the deal in terms of, is this player worth a 2-year deal at $5.5 million? Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely he is. Does it make sense for the Canucks? God, no.
No.
Not even a little bit.
Oh boy. The tire fire continues in the Couve, right? In the
Coyotes look fantastic right now.
The VCR is having some issues.
Got to feel for Oliver Ekman-Larsson, man. We went from one tire fire to an even bigger tire fire. How the hell does that even happen?
Connor Garland too.
Yeah.
Man. And that's not just included getting sucker punched in the face by Sergachev. It's just God, that just adds insult to injury.
You want to talk? Can I bring up something else that's an absolute tire fire?
Yeah.
Can we talk about these goddamn Stadium Series jerseys?
We'll talk about that to end this really quick. But I want to get to a couple more things just very, very quickly. So the other day when I mentioned that message from Rogie from the Bettman conference.
Oh, yes.
Where he said he doesn't believe teams are tanking, so clearly he doesn't watch the product.
The Chicago Blackhawks.
He kind of got his wish.
The Chicago Blackhawks signed Jack Johnson to a contract.
Yeah.
Teams are tanking.
Yeah. But the funny thing is Thursday in particular, Wednesday and Thursday in particular kind of proved his point, which is hilarious to me.
Oh, because didn't the
Columbus wins in overtime.
Ducks and Blue Jackets all won.
The Jackets won in overtime. The Ducks beat the Avalanche 5-3.
Yeah.
Right? The Blackhawks beat the Flames 5-1.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's something so funny about Gary Bettman. The idea of him pointing at this day and looking at these 3 games and be like, see?
The crazy thing is, I know the Blues are having a weird season on their own.
Yeah. But they got shelled by the Coyotes.
The Coyotes won 5-0 and only had 25 shots.
Yeah.
What is happening?
Wait. 5 goals and 25 shots?
Yeah.
Surely Jordan Binnington had a great game.
Yeah.
For his standards this season. He sucks.
It's just what is going on? It's teams were this Bedard kid, I don't want him.
Teams are taking. You know what it is? I think teams are at a point where they're the lottery is so ridiculous in the NHL. Do we even want the best odds?
Yeah, exactly, right? Because there was the whole
put us in that 2 to 3 range, and we'll move up.
What was with the ping pong controversy in 2020 as well?
Oh my God, the Maple Leafs almost got the #1 pick.
Oh, the Wild almost did it too.
Which, to be fair, could you imagine the Leafs with the Lafreniere? They wouldn't be
Lafreniere and Matthews. Oh,
Lafreniere wouldn't do anything.
it's like, man,
He would have an even bigger market criticizing him for not playing well on the third line.
Jeez, it's just so funny to me that like Bettman has this conference and he's like, yeah, nobody's tanking. Meanwhile, you watch it and teams are actively tanking, right? You can see it.
Oh my God, yeah.
You can absolutely see it. And then you have the one couple of days.
You look at the Blue Jackets lineup every single night and you see Erica Branson in the top 4 and you see Louis and Food.
The top pair.
And tell me that we're not tanking.
Top pair. Can I just mention that Veggie would be a nice asset for teams? Vejmelka would be a great asset.
Yeah.
For teams looking for a goalie.
The Kings.
Yeah.
Give them a king's ransom.
For Karel Vejmelka, yes.
Yes. The Kings could legitimately win a Stanley Cup with that dude.
Nick Schmaltz had a hat trick in that game against the Blues.
He's so good.
He's so good.
That is such an underrated player right there, man.
Oh, man. I just thought it was funny that, Bettman got proven right over the course of like a day. And he's going to ride the coattails of that day.
Oh my God.
Meanwhile, for the next like week after the All-Star break, teams are going to be like,
the worst person you know just made a great point.
Yep. Quick update because this is actually going to hurt. Well, maybe won't, because Auston's out for at least 3 weeks with a knee sprain for the Leafs.
Give him a little bit of rest.
He
It's not like the Leafs are in a bad spot or anything. Like they're fine.
It's funny because he was also injured in 2019 around All-Star time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like he was running around with a brace on his arm.
There's interesting things that I think the Leafs could do with their lineup, and I'm interested to see what.
Well, they're already making Pontus Holmberg a second line center, which is awesome.
I'm interested. Like Holmberg's played pretty well these last few weeks. He's been very noticeable. He's not second line center, but you want
it's an opportunity for him
to play,
yeah,
and see if guys in a pinch can play in certain different roles. And it's an intriguing opportunity for him. Do we know what the hell's going on with Nick Robertson?
Nick is done for the year.
He's okay, so he's just
Nick's
out.
Having shoulder surgery and he's just done. That was a few weeks ago.
Really like
such a tough break for Nicky.
He can't catch a break. He's not getting the opportunities. I feel bad for that kid. They should trade him to Dallas.
Yeah. Well, I think the crazy thing about Auston though is it's another injury right around All-Star time.
What injury is this?
This is a knee sprain.
Okay. At least it's not another wrist injury.
Yeah. So the thing is, they'll be fine because post All-Star game, they have a back-to-back home and home with us to start. They visit us first and then we go up there.
The way that you just said that, just like, God, that was such a Jay comment. Be like, oh, they'll be fine. Their first 2 games back are us.
I just think it's funny that it's a back-to-back and a home and home.
Yeah.
Right? And then they have Chicago after that and a couple more teams that are in the Bedard race after that.
Okay. Yeah, no, they'll be fine.
So they'll be just fine. And the funny thing is they play fine without
Put him on
Auston
LTIR.
Anyway. They could cooch him.
Why not? Like, I was
why not coach him for a bit?
Why not?
That was the weirdest attempt at a Steve Dangle. Why not?
I can't do his voice.
Why not?
The sentiment was there.
The sentiment was there. Just a little squeak in your voice.
Yeah. but seriously, like, if you're the Leafs and you're at where you're at right now, why wouldn't you try to do this?
For relief and whatever you want. Because it's like they play fine without him anyway.
There's got to be someone out there that they can get to.
They've played stretches where Auston Matthews is injured and they'd be just fine.
Yeah.
Now, Mitch Marner, on the other hand, that's when things become a tire fire.
Yeah.
Mitch or Willie or JT gets hurt and they're a disaster. Auston gets hurt. They usually find a way to step up and be just fine.
Right.
Very strange to me.
No, they can survive the rest of the regular season without Auston Matthews. I think that should be something that they should consider.
Rest him up for the playoffs.
LTIR, like give him some rest, and the trade deadline. Look out there. Who's expensive, but we can get because of LTIR to add to our team and make them better.
Oh, Bull Horvat.
Why not?
Yeah, if you're looking for a center,
if you know that it's just a pure rental, like I would do it.
And I mean, there's plenty of defensemen that are on the market too that they could use because they're looking for a forward and a defenseman. What's crazy to me is like, why not Liljegren? Why not just keep Liljegren in the spot that he's in because he's been playing so well?
I think it's just a depth issue of they want to move him down. They want him to be second pair. He's played well. He's played really well.
Yeah,
but
he's played like the defenseman that they need.
But if you're going into a playoff series against Tampa or Boston,
yeah, you would definitely want to
like. You really want Timothy Liljegren being your number one defenseman?
No.
And I like Liljegren, but
it's like with Brody being hurt too, and it's
a lot to ask of him.
Huge ask for Lily.
The answer is they need Morgan Riley to step it the hell up.
And they need TJ to stay healthy too.
Yeah.
Especially after just the end of what could be Jake Muzzin's career.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. But yeah, that's the Auston injury. Oh yeah. And Barkov is going in his place at the All-Star game.
Yeah, I saw that. It's a good pick.
Good pick. Still feel like it should have been Willie based off conversations we've had in previous years.
So I don't disagree because Willie's had a better season than Barkov. Yeah. But the fact that it's in Florida, I think
that does play a big part in that. Yeah.
So I'm fine with that. I'm fine with the All-Star game catering a little bit to the home city because it's their event.
I mean, they did it with Petro.
It was when
Petro last year
MVP was Ryan Johansson when it was in Columbus.
And Ryan,
it was cool.
It was
huge.
And awesome. He had the best shootout move.
Yeah.
And like 2 current Blue Jackets with Johnny and Jake doing their thing.
Which is so funny.
This is so funny. But yeah, so Barkov is going to take his spot for the Atlantic team. Every team is still going to get their rep.
Yeah.
Since Mitchie's gone.
Yeah.
I still think that Willie does deserve it though. Like he's legitimately deserving of
He's had such a fantastic season. It brings up a very interesting question. Obviously, we're not going to have it now.
Well, because the fan vote was nothing.
Summer, but it brings up like
what's his raise? Yeah.
Yeah.
What's his raise? Yeah. Well, we've said he's not even making 7, but he's an 8-9 million player. Like just how underpaid everybody is.
Yeah.
Right. So, okay, we got to make this quick. We're gonna wrap it up with the Stadium Series jerseys. Between the Capitals and the Hurricanes, this game is where exactly? It's in Raleigh.
Is it at Panther Stadium?
Think so. Something like that. Because I can't even remember the name of the stadium. It's just all the corporate names of the stadiums are like they all blur together to me, right? It's one of those things. So the jerseys themselves, though, when they revealed these, I immediately felt.
No. So this is Carter Finley Stadium. That's Carter Finley. That's where NC State.
NC State. That's right.
Wow. Wait. A college letting an outdoor game happen?
A college outdoor game. Who would have thought? I wonder if there's and there was the Big House Winter Classic.
Yeah.
I wonder where else you could have a college stadium host an outdoor game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
No idea.
It's an absolute mystery to me.
It's so strange. So the jerseys themselves, I immediately fell in love with the Washington one.
Really?
I love this thing. The big Weagle on the
God, I think it looks terrible.
I think it's awesome because I've wanted a Weagle jersey for like years, man.
Ugh, God, why?
I love the
Turning it into the sleeves, it looks dumb.
It looks a lot better with the players on it. Like with the players wearing it, it looks a lot better with the number on the sleeve and everything like that.
I'm hoping they do. When I, yeah, I say when I.
Well,
watch
go look at the promo picture.
I am not going to watch that game, but I'm hoping it does whenever I see highlights of that game.
Go look at the promo picture with Ovi. It looks a lot better.
I looked at that promo picture. I didn't think
you still didn't like it.
Yeah.
Damn, because I just love the logo. Right, all the details of the logo are so much fun. Like the little Capitol building underneath it, when it's shaped like the W, and it's great.
Logo itself is cool. I don't like how I don't like it when logos kind of like branch out into the sleeves.
Oh, when they take over more of the jersey.
Yeah, it looks very cheesy to me.
It's fine. It's like reminds me of what Colorado.
It's not fine. It's not okay.
No, don't shut me up. It reminds me of what the Avalanche did with theirs.
Yeah,
kind of in a way,
Yeah.
right? Nah, I still really like it. I think it looks really fun. The Canes one, on the other hand, is just a bona fide third. Like it's just
they've done this jersey before.
They've done this jersey twice already.
It's lazy.
It's very, very lazy, is what it is.
They
took their flag jersey. They took their flag jersey. They made their Hurricane logo black and just slapped it on there.
They got to figure out something that they can do with it, and I don't know if that's, Do
you put the warning flags down there on the? No.
I think the problem is the Hurricanes have done so many different jerseys over the years with, creating alternates, going black, I say they've had their white and red jerseys, but then also doing the Hartford Whalers, like
doing the word mark thing.
What else can they do?
I don't know. I really don't know.
They gotta find a way, like, I don't know, if you're doing reverse retro, like, here's the thing that I don't like about these jerseys, and I know that they're not specifically reverse retros, but it's an element that you could attempt in a Winter Classic jersey.
It is funny how they've done,
but like the Penguins in their previous outdoor jerseys, whether it be Stadium Series and Winter Classic, have tried to do some element of a throwback, and I really, really liked that. I'd like to see them try and do something similar to what they wore back in, say, 2002.
Ooh, yeah.
Like, I know, like, it's like not much has changed in terms of jersey design or logo, but I feel like they could try and maybe modernize a little bit of that old school feel to those jerseys.
Yeah, it's just the idea that the reverse retro idea is leaking into everything that they're doing this year.
Yeah,
it's kind of weird to me. Because the All-Star jerseys are technically reverse retro.
Yeah.
And these are different. They're still stadium jerseys, but it's like,
try a different color too.
Yeah.
Have you tried a gray jersey? I don't know if it would look good.
Charcoal black is kind of like, I don't know.
Don't get me wrong. I like the black jerseys, but again, I don't think it's an ugly jersey.
Right.
It's just we've seen this before.
Yeah, it's like
it's just the same damn thing over and over.
Do something new.
It's like, why not just wear your regular jerseys for this game?
Yeah. What? Yeah. Why would you? Yeah. I don't understand. But speaking of and wrapping up, Columbus does play in Seattle tonight. As long as this goes up tonight.
Bet on an Oliver Brooks-Strand goal.
Bet on an Alex Wenberg point.
Yep. Bet on this game to be high scoring because neither of these teams are good.
These goalies are rough, and they play.
Say that they are going to lose 2-1.
It's going to be 2-1 shootout. They play Washington to wrap up before the All-Star break at home.
Oh,
yeah.
Bet on another Ovi goal.
Yeah, bet on a Backy point. Bet on a Johnny point. Bet on whatever you want. But yeah, we will see y'all on Wednesday.
Jake Jackets, a podcast for fifth liners and all puckheads around. Follow the guys on Twitter at Snake Gehringer, GARRINGER, and at by J Ashdown. And subscribe on YouTube or wherever you listen. March on.